What the fuck did I just watch? Hello, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I just got done watching, for the very first time, Dragon Ball Evolution. This was a 2009 film that was directed by James Wong, and this is based on the pretty popular franchise property Dragon Ball Z, which I admit I am somebody who I'm not like a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z. I'm aware of it. I know of the property. I've seen clips here and there. But for the most part, I know a character like Goku from Facebook memes and just people like posting about it. Just doesn't really seem like it's something up my alley. But I've heard just the infamous stories about how horrible this movie is. So, of course, far be it for me to not take the chance, to not say, hey, what if the slight chance, the slight possibility that because I'm not a fan of Dragon Ball Z, because I'm not some huge person into the lore, what if there's something here? Clearly I was wrong! The plot is we meet Goku, who he's very young. He just turned 18 years old. He is trying to find himself in high school. He likes this girl, Chi-Chi, until these people show up to his house, kill his grandfather because they're looking for the Dragon Balls. If they collect them all, they'll become powerful enough to destroy the world and blah, 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 blah. This film is such horseshit. It's awful. Like, I was not ready. As much as I've heard terrible things, and believe me, I've heard some awful things about this movie, I was not ready for just how bad it was going to be. Let's start with the beginning. The introduction, the narrator, the way how they set up this world is atrocious. They don't try to help you understand this lore. Somebody like me, who, since I don't watch the show and the anime and the episodes, there's a little bit of curiosity there, because I know so many other people who are into it, that it's like, it's this movie's job. Do your job. Tell me what's here. Tell me that there is something interesting here. Even if you have to take it and twist it and change it, but just to make it work for a standalone movie, for an origin movie. But you failed. You have failed this city. Goku, who was somebody that, again, I've seen clips here and there. I've obviously seen pictures of him and how he looks. And every Dragon Ball Z fan I know says that Goku is the most powerful, most strong, badass character that's ever existed. That's what they say about him. And I kind of just go, alright, if you say so. Watching this movie, not so much. He's kind of a little bitch. He is played by Justin Chatwin. He's that typical teen angsty type of acting that is just annoying. I couldn't believe that that's the direction that they decided to go with Goku's origin story. Hey, look it. He's just a dorky high school kid who doesn't have any friends at all, who gets bullied and picked on. There's something there with the whole idea of him being so powerful and strong, him having all these powers, so he could easily kill all of them if he wanted to, but because of who he was raised by, he chooses not to. He chooses to get bullied. There's something that reminds me of Superman in that aspect, but they don't go along with that. No, they focus more on him having a crush on Chi-Chi, played by Jamie Chung, who I like this actress, I do, and she's very pretty, but I am just happy that the lead love interest was an Asian actress. I'm glad they at least gave the lore, the franchise, that much. Bulma, played by Emmy Rossum. She's another actress that I've seen in a few other things, and in those few other things, I think she's good. I do. She's terrible in this movie. Terrible. Terrible. Every piece of dialogue that she delivers is so monotone, so lifeless. There's nothing behind anything that she's saying. I guess it's the script. It's the script that's bad, the script that's terrible, the character development is non-existent. The writer of this movie, because I could blame James Wong, and I will give him a shit ton of the blame. He claims to be a fan of the series. I can't tell! But the writer, Ben Ramsey, he is somebody who has admitted to not being a fan of the franchise. He has admitted to just wanting to collect a big payday, and that's why he took it. Wow! I'll give you credit for admitting all of that. I'll even give you credit for apologizing for this movie, which he has said done, even though it's probably mostly because he got a shit ton of death threats, which is extreme, way too extreme. Even Joel Schumacher, who almost ruined the Batman franchise, I wouldn't send him death threats. I can say, fuck you! And I can say that to Ben Ramsey. I have no problems with that, but I respect him for apologizing. I respect him for realizing his faults. But that's no excuse to turn in a script that's this terrible. The dialogue is some of the worst dialogue I have ever heard said on screen by live action people who don't seem like they're alive. They seem like they're propped up by like Weekend at Bernie's, and their mouth are being made to move because there's nothing, no substance, no intellect, nothing of substance is coming out of these people's mouths. None of this plot is coherent. It's just, hey, you see this bad guy? You see this ugly green looking dude? He wants to collect these balls because he has a fetish for balls, I guess. He wants to destroy the world. Why? Because that's typical generic villain plot number 47. It's easy. Just recycle it. You don't have to explain anything. He doesn't have to have any deep motivation. No, the villain, mind you, Piccolo, is played by James Marsters, who, good actor. I've seen him in a bunch of TV shows, Buffy, Smallville. Like, you could have casted anybody. You could have casted the janitor to play this villain part, especially because of all the makeup on top of him, and his voice is modulated. Like, this is such a waste. Speaking of waste, Chow Yun-fat shows up as Master Roshi, who is this figure that's supposed to be the mentor type, but they make him silly and goofy and not believable and kind of unlikable. Is anybody likable in this movie? Not really. When Ernie Hudson shows up as an Asian stereotype character, what are we doing? The whole beginning part of this film, where Goku is trying to impress Chi-Chi, she's dating this jock type guy. When she tells Goku, oh, hey, we're a lot alike, I like different guys. It's like, why are you dating that jock then? The jock, who's played by Texas Battle. I'm not making that up. That's his real name, allegedly, supposedly. At least that's what it says on his IMDb. He's an actor that I've seen in a bunch of horror movies. So, hey, he got his big break in Hollywood blockbuster movies here. I'm sorry. It kind of explains why I haven't seen you in anything really since. The budget of this movie, you would think for the first ever live action Dragon Ball Z movie, it would be high. They would go for broke. They would just shove, even if the story is shit, you would think they would shove all this action in your face, shove all this CGI in your face to at least maybe force you to turn your brain off and not think about it and say, hey, well, at least there's non-stop crazy action. There isn't! They're so lack and devoid of action. Whenever people do have fighting scenes, it's shot horribly. The stunts look fake as fuck. It's only the last maybe 10 minutes where they go all out with CGI, and it looks awful. It looks terrible. Everything about this movie that I can say can be described as shit! This movie is dog shit. And this is coming from somebody who's not a fan. Like I said, I'm not a fan of Dragon Ball Z. I couldn't care less about the property. No offense to people who love it. It's one of the worst movies I have ever seen. This is getting a fuck you. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Dragon Ball Evolution, just as a movie on its own? Or if you're a big fan of Dragon Ball Z, what do you hate about it? What did it do wrong? What did it do that was offensive? I'd love to hear from real Dragon Ball Z fans. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Wow. This sucked.